Welcome
to Shade in the City.
I'm your girl, Treese.
It's Nels.
And today we are getting into our review. I believe it's episode 6 of Love and Marriage DC. So please make sure that if you have not already, you hit that like button.
And that subscribe button.
And y'all, let's get into it. They definitely named this episode correctly. I cried a couple times. Y'all really pulled at my heartstrings, damn it. This was definitely not Real Housewives. I cried. OWN did their job. Okay. I had a lot of Iyanla moments. And shout out to Terrie Christine. Anyway, let's get into it, y'all. Let's get shady.
Start off with Quick. Apparently he's been having some wrist pain, and of course he let it get to the point where he can't even tie his shoe. Okay,
right.
He's swollen up, he can't do nothing, and now he decides it's a good time to go to the doctor, like most men.
Right.
And his doctor tells him she doesn't see anything really serious, but it's probably due to overuse.
And then she say it could be that gout. Quick, and let me tell you.
Well, he said that, he's gone to another doctor and they said like it could be gout or arthritis. And she said, yeah, it could be.
Let me tell you, last thing you want to have is gout, especially when you were not old enough to have gout. Because it's mainly amongst those that are elder. You were not old enough to get there. I've had a scare. It's not fun.
And he's trying to figure out how you get rid of that. What do I got to do to prevent it? And she's like, it's a lot of lifestyle
changings, alcohol.
Yeah.
I mean, the way he seemed like he be eating, bomb seafood all the time. I can't say that it's, too, because I know I got it from literally binge eating like pizza, every greasy, disgusting French fries food all in like one weekend, and then woke up and my foot was like this, y'all. And I think I was like 24 at the time. So my doctor was like, people don't get this until they're like 60, 70. You need a lifestyle change is exactly what she said, and sent me home.
So the doctor tells him he needs to get fitted for a brace and use it for a minimum of 4 to 6 weeks. This sends him apeshit crazy. Mm-hmm. Okay, 4 to 6 weeks. Like, how am I supposed to work? What am I supposed to do? And she tells him basically, like, if you don't, you may eventually lose function in your wrist. And Ashley over there playing like, you gonna need your wrist boo to smack all this ass.
Right.
Okay, you need both of them. So you better get it together.
He then says in the confessional that he just doesn't feel he can do it. And Ashley is frustrated as usual because she's like, it doesn't matter what I say as his wife, what a doctor says as a whole professional, Quick is gonna do what he wants to do.
And for some reason, he heard when the doctor said he needs to make lifestyle changes, he heard that he's supposed to sit home, get fat and old. I can't make this shit up, y'all. Okay.
Right. It's amazing how he got that interpretation.
Yeah. She's like,
can you imagine? I actually did pick up on that the second time that I watched it, because I was like, that's crazy to me, because if he acted like that when the doctor said that to him, imagine what his conversations with Ashley are like at home behind closed doors when she's trying to tell him what she thinks is best for him. Mm-hmm. If that's what, you know what I mean? He got from that.
And basically she was like, no, that's not what she said. She's basically telling you need to scale back. Like maybe instead of 14 shows, you do like 10.
Right.
And I mean, he's basically like, well, my job is what pays the bill. So, and Ashley's still frustrated. Like, okay, well, you don't want to be able to grab this ass and so big. What?
I said he just gonna work himself into a grave. It's awful. Trying to provide. Don't be, you know what? Quick, I understand it's y'all on different, you're on the same franchise, different cities. But let me tell you something. Go back, watch Marceau. Maybe you need a trip to Africa by yourself. I don't know.
Ashley, letting that happen. She ain't Tisha.
Well, right. She ain't Tisha. But point is, you do need to slow down, bro.
Slow down. I just want to get to
Yeah,
know
I
you.
wasn't ready for that. So we see the mommy-daughter duo, and I actually love seeing these two ladies together because first of all, they look like, I'm sure when they out, they look like they could be sisters.
Yeah, they do.
So Brittany and Arena are out, you know, mommy-daughter night out. She tells Brittany about the disagreement with Jamie at the house or whatever that they were looking at. And, you know, basically Brittany is like, well, you know, he came and tried to like run back and like snitch on you, like, and was like, oh, you know, your mother and da da da. And she was like, you know, right. She was like, what do you expect me to do? Go reprimand my mother? Like, that's not going to happen. She basically, and I love it. Again, shout out to Brittany because she's always liking our tweets and stuff. But yeah, she's like, no, I need to talk to him. And I was just like, I love how she is always getting him together. Yes. Because I honestly feel like we see Arena talk to him, but it doesn't seem like he really, it's crazy. It seems like he values Brittany's opinion.
Honey, because that's who he go to bed with. You know.
I guess. Why wouldn't you value the person that you lay next to?
Because you hear from them all the time.
Over someone who has like possibly half-life experience.
You hear from them all the time. When you hear from an outsider, it's got to be true. It's, you know, it's something that's they know.
Even when you look at maybe his turmoil or like, you know, whatever with older Jamie or even with Jason and them saying like dad, and him not hearing.
No, so I just think excuse for that too, remember? Oh, I'm just trying, he has an excuse for that too. I'm just trying to protect him. I don't want him in these streets or in a box. And
well, no, I guess what I'm saying is I think it's dope and it's beautiful. It just makes me wonder on a like, I guess, relationship level or psychological, why it is that he will actually sit down and hear her out and listen to what she has to say versus he won't really listen to nobody else. And I think it's dope that she has that energy where he does respect her enough to listen. So
maybe it's the maturity.
That might be it. So yeah, after that, you know, she said that she had a conversation with him about him making every decisions for everybody, and versus listening to what they want. And I was like, you know, here come Brittany again with another word, another episode. I love to see it. I don't know how old she is, but I'm pretty sure her wisdom does not match her age.
So Ashley and Quick are having Monique and Chris over for dinner. And, you know, Monique is like, oh, you know, this is the first time we got to see the Silver house. You know, it's dope. And as soon as they sit down to eat, Silver. What I say? I didn't say silver.
Silver. And I only did that because I messed it up the first time I said it too. So
the Silver house. Okay.
Not an E.
I can't. As soon as they sit down, Monique wants to talk about Winter. And she goes on and on and on. And Ashley's like, this is not what I had on the menu.
Right.
For dinner tonight. Like, she's like, she just wanted to have drinks, some food, some cool vibes. And here we go. Talking about Winter. Right. And Monique says that she's never known Winter to be messy like that. And Quick is like he feels like it's a tit for tat type of thing, you know. Basically, y'all try to clown me, and to her, like, it was like she wants to be messy, so she wants to go tit for tat.
And let me tell you something. I am here for Quick. I think I've already said this, and we've probably said this every episode, but I love how he goes to bat for his wife. For somebody that is so busy, you would think don't even have time to be involved in this petty shit. But he was very upset, not only with Winter, but with Monique as well.
Y'all tried to embarrass my wife.
Right. I was like, yo, I'm loving this.
And Monique was just like, oh, I thought I was coming over here to fix things. And
right.
Ma'am, I feel like that could have been a conversation with just you and Ashley. It didn't have to be at the dinner table where everybody's supposed to be chilling. And you know what? I'm surprised that Ashley didn't even say nothing.
Right.
Was like, you know, we're not talking about that. We're not doing that right now. Like, we just chilling and having dinner. But
I love when Ashley says, and you know, Winter called me aggressive. And Monique was like, well, what did you say? She said, well, I am. And I said, I love the ownership of it all.
She said sometimes.
Sometimes.
Aggressive
But she,
Ashley.
again,
Hashtag aggressive Ashley.
Same, look, what's the name of her book? Do That Shit. Ashley be owning that shit. Yes, I love it.
So Monique tells Ashley, like, maybe they can meet up for lunch so that, you know,
they can try to hash things out.
Exactly. And Ashley downs her whole entire cup of wine. Like, I don't know about this. And Monique says after that energy felt so bad, like the next day she had to call her intuitive healer to get her energy back right, you know, get that bad juju off of her. And Monique explains that she's had, you know, the ability to adjust your energy. Like, she can feel when you're holding on to stuff and help you release it. All right, Terry. Okay. So Monique let them know that they're reading your energy, and, you know, like, she's gonna like help you release it. Like, there may be like a little touching like on your arm or your leg. And Quick is like, whoa, whoa. I have a place you taking me to, homie. And she's like, no, it's not like no happy ending type place. We're not going to get no massages, or, you know, she ain't gonna be all up on you like this. But, you know, she might do a little touch, try to feel your energy,
where the trauma is. Exactly. I'm sure the same way a masseuse reads your body and they know where the tension is. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all up in here.
Or all up and down there.
I was gonna say that might come with a happy ending.
That's where the tension is.
Right. Now, I will say, I do think that most males that are not cultured, and, you know, they probably would not be open-minded enough to sit down and do something like this. So hats off to Quick and Jamie and Chris for all being open and willing and open-minded to do it, because I'm gonna be honest with you. I was like, oh, that would be so cute. I would love for me and my dude to do that. And I can already know that that's not happening. He's not going to want to do it. He's not
that quick with it. He was like, I want to do that.
Right. And yeah, and two, we all know Quick has, and we'll learn more, you know, as we get deeper into the review. But it's different too when you know you have some real trauma, and you know what I mean, to have somebody pull that out. I would think, if anything, you would probably want to keep it in. So
it's hard to relate the two, though. It's like, you know, right. You had trauma, you know, you've been through things, but it's hard to relate it to today and why you're doing the things that you're doing.
Right. Exactly. I will let Nels get into Winter, because I did enough talking on Twitter. And you know, I said what I said. Okay, go ahead.
So Winter's in her room packing up with her two children, Kayla and CJ. And she lets them know, like, she's gonna be leaving for 5 days to go to LA, and their dad is flying out. I don't know if that means that he's like flying there to them.
I think he's flying probably to his home, I would imagine, or his place, and they'll probably stay with him while she's, you know what I mean?
These kids are like damn near grown. They're grown. I don't know if they said the ages, but I mean, they look pretty old.
I don't think they did either.
But she did let them know that she went ahead and filed from the divorce from Kevin.
And her daughter starts clapping. Yeah, round of applause.
Make that. And she basically just says that she hopes he signs swiftly and, you know, get this thing done and over with. Expeditiously. Look.
Verbatim. Verbatim.
Yo, you're a whole idiot. Kayla says, I'm sorry, let me back that up. So Winter says that, you know, she wishes she would have seen more and wasn't like so blind going into this. And Kayla says she disagrees, because a lot of it was manipulation, and he was love bombing in the beginning, masking who he was by giving gifts and taking her shopping. So does that mean that you didn't really ask all the questions you were supposed to ask because you thought he had bread? Is that what we saying? he was manipulating you because he got you gifts, took you on trips, and made you believe he had money, so you wasn't treating him like the regular dude? I don't know. Okay, so Winter says that made her feel empowered, that her own child,
read her down
and made her feel like, she wasn't at fault.
I will say this. Her daughter gave her some grace, as she should. That's her mother. I just want to say this, and I said this off camera, and I will say it again, Sanels. I do see a lot on Twitter, because I'm always live tweeting. So if y'all not following us on our social media platforms, you should. Now I will say that, like I said, for the 1,000 supporters of, Ashley, you'll get maybe 50 winner, right? And I am not here to choose sides. I will say that I think she's a beautiful young lady. I just think that she used bad judgment. And I think that it's been said before, either last episode or just in general, how I feel. I just think you have to take accountability. If somebody calls you and says, give me your credit card information over the phone, and I'll send you $2,000 from wherever, and you get the email, and then you send them your bank information. Yes, you've been scammed, but do you not take responsibility for the fact that you didn't dig deeper? I'm just saying, because, everybody loves to use the victim shaming word. And it's like, no, yes, you are a victim, but just take accountability and stop being shamed and say, I fucked up. And we can move on, and let's stop talking about them. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know what else to say. She's happy that her daughter
is giving her grace.
Exactly.
And the other 50 people on Twitter.
And not holding her failures against her. So she says that, her daughter tells her that she just wants her to heal and
spend some time by yourself. That she says
that's important, super important. And basically she feels like, her issue is that she is constantly beating herself up for, I haven't seen it, but she says that she's beating herself up, and her daughter feels like she shouldn't be. I don't see anything wrong. Maybe we need to see you beat yourself up so we can let this go. Maybe Ashley need to see you beat yourself up. So
no, not even nobody else has to. I think she can just say, yo, the problem is she won't say, yeah. She's like, I was scammed, but she just won't say like, yo, I made the mistake. I didn't do all my research. Now, Monique is bringing Winter and Ashley together again in hopes that we can hash things out.
And it can be cotton candy and rainbows.
And what is it? Sunshine and something?
I said cotton candy and rainbows.
Oh, I thought it was something else.
Well, you can say sunshine. Sunshine and rainbows. Sunshine and cotton candy.
Whatever. Anyway, now Ashley says she really doesn't want to be there. And Winter feels like, again, she's walking into a situation where she's not sure what she's walking into. And see, I was about to throw shade and be like, but that's common for you. Now,
you was about to throw shade, or you did throw shade?
I'm sorry. It was already brewing.
Ban yourself.
It was already brewing, y'all. I'm sorry. It was there. I had to let it out. So she brings up that there must have been some type of miscommunication at the dinner with Winter. And, she said, well, you mentioned something about rumors. And so basically Ashley was like, yeah, and that was never said to me. Now, what I got from this back and forth or this dialogue is, one, Monique, you were trying to clear your name and be like, no, I wasn't trying to be messy, which that can be debatable. But I think maybe you were unintentionally messy. But
yeah, she was messy, but I don't believe it was on purpose.
Right. So basically you can tell Monique is clearly trying to clear her name and be like, look, this is what was said. This is what was given. you know, and even Winter is like, well, I don't know how Monique conveyed it, and it's like, no.
And Monique was like, maybe you need to be a better storyteller.
Right. And again, Winter owns that. She owns that. So that's good. She takes accountability for something. Okay. Now,
where your fan at? Thank you.
So then, you know, Monique says, or basically they both agree that they appreciate Monique, or Winter agrees she appreciates her trying to help, but she doesn't need her to defend her, and basically feels like it just added fuel to the fire. So, you know, she said, well, next time I'm out of town, or basically I'm not involved, just keep me out of it. How about
just
that?
Don't tell me.
Yeah, just don't tell me.
I was on a where were they? Tanzanian high.
Yeah, right. Okay. They were the Tanzanian high. And then, you know, Ashley says ever since then, you know, the way Winter's been going is kind of the energy she's been given. She does view her differently. And I was like, you know what? I think that I am a person who will disguise how I really feel to not make awkward. So I can appreciate Ashley for being like, no, I need to let you know, we're still not good. Mm-hmm. I still don't really rock with you. And especially after all of this and the energy that you were bringing, you haven't given me more of a reason to rock with you.
She says in the heat of the moment, like she would never like do that to a woman, especially a Black woman. And Ashley gets aggravated real quick. She's like, let's not pull that Black woman stuff. Right. She was like, because whether you Black, white, gray, green,
you talk about my marriage,
it's curtains for you bitches.
Okay.
Bitch. I said, damn, Ashley. And Monique interrupts and tells Winter, you know, trying to clear her name, like Tree said, you know, if I didn't value this friendship, we wouldn't be having this conversation. And yeah, there we go. She needs to tell her stories better. Work on them storytelling skills. Ashley tells Monique that, like, I just want to make sure, Winter, we're good. Because I don't want to leave here today and somebody come and tell me, oh, I asked Winter if we were good, and she was like, oh, I don't know. And, you know, Ashley says in the confessional that she really don't really care, because she only knew her like a week before this. She didn't even know her. So she can go back to really not knowing her. She was like, you know, if I don't see her good, and if I do, she exists. I said, oh, wow, Ashley. Jesus.
Right. So please make sure, if you have not already, hit that like button
and that subscribe button. So the other two couples come in, and Terrie lets them know that she's there to help them open up some things, and you know that they need to open up. So Terrie takes them into the salt cave, and she starts with Jamie. She tells him.
And first of all, Jamie believes this is hocus pocus.
Yes,
he is not here for this. He's like, you know, I don't believe in this stuff, but okay.
And Terrie's like, just be open. Like, don't fight me on this. All right, just relax. Let me do me. Okay. So she starts with Jamie, and she tells him there's times where you feel insecure, and sometimes that insecurity can be aggression. All right, Terrie.
I also learned Jamie is a Taurus from Twitter. He told us that, which what Terrie said when she was and he confirmed it on Twitter. I was like, damn, Jamie.
Well, that says a lot.
Right.
Okay. That says a lot. He comes across to people that he's not actually as kind as he really is on the inside, and he actually pushes people away. She tells him if he's feeling insecure.
I think that's a defense mechanism too, and I don't know why. I don't think we got into the deepness of that.
She tells him if he's feeling insecure, just don't say anything, so he can create a more intimate space without coming across as a bully. Because he gets into a vortex, and then he walks away like, what did I just do? But then it's too late for him to back down.
Right.
Arena basically says that he is spot on, and Terrie tells them too, like, I know it.
I feel it.
I'm on it. I said, okay. So Arena says that Terrie was getting this picture of a man like getting over someone, being aggressive, and that's him all day long. Jamie also agrees that Terrie is spot on and says, you know, he's the type, I'm not going to bother you, you just don't bother me. And if someone does, like, that's kind of what they signed up for.
You know what it was when you signed up?
I don't know. Is it wrong? Like, I kind of agree. So then she moves on to Quick and says she is getting tears for fears. Okay.
Says, this one was hard, y'all.
Yes, this one was a lie. She says she is getting this ball with the hard 9, which would have been 3rd grade. Quick is in awe. He is speechless.
Right.
Okay. And he says 9 years old was the year he found out that his mom was dying of cancer. He says when Terrie told him that she saw 9 multiple times, he was in shock because he found out at 9 his mom was dying of cancer, and in 1999 his dad died. He says his mom died at the age of 10, and that's when he started DJing. All his life he's been afraid of good news because it seems like within a year something
terrible,
horrific happens.
Woo, that had me almost crying, y'all. Just her reading it back, I'm like literally over here trying not to tear up.
And she tells him because of this, he's not living deep because he's always worrying about the good things that turn into bad. And, you know, he's like living on a surface level. So she tells him that while he's entertaining people, he feels that everyone's good. He doesn't have to think about it. And that's a form of self-sabotage. Quick says he's always had this grudge because his dad died when he was 18. And he feels like as much as he tried to push him, he never got, you know, to see like the end result. And like, that's his way of coping. It's his coping mechanism. So apparently, like he wishes like his dad got to see his wife and, you know, like got to see that he made it. Apparently, a lot of people told his dad, like, that's not a real career. Like you're leading down the wrong path. And
parents shamed him.
Exactly. And he just wants his dad to be able to have that moment and say, look at my son now.
And I love when Chris from across the room is like, but he's doing that Quick. He's doing that. And I was like, you always need that person sometimes, because I think I'm that person when you're mourning and it's like they're not physically here. And you always need somebody to remind you that they're always still here on a spiritual level.
Yeah, Teresa's good with that. I usually don't know what the hell to say. Like, yeah, I'm not the type to be like, "Are you okay?" Because I know.
But when I'm going through it, I'm not good at it. But when other people, absolutely, yeah, I'm much better at it.
Yeah, I'm just kind of like, I answer all the questions in my head. If I'm gonna ask you, I answer them all. Yeah, right. I know you're hurt. I know you're sad. Like, the hell am I gonna ask you that for?
Right.
I'm just gonna hug you and cry with you.
Right. So then I love, shout out to Terrie Christine again. She tells Chris to not live through Monique because there's a difference in how you're living. And when we love someone, we can end up living through them. Mm-hmm. And I will say that one of the things that Monique also talked about in her live, which I will say, I do think I may have been a little hard last review, especially, I can admit that. I can take accountability.
I ain't even seen the live, but I know Monique, okay? And Monique is shit.
And she broke down, she gave just a little bit more. Well, first of all, we all know a 20-minute argument and we get to see 2 minutes of it. You understand what I'm saying? And I love how Chris even backed her up in the live and said, yo, there's a lot of things he said from watching this show that I now realize Monique kept telling me. And until I saw it on TV, and I think we can even relate Marceau and Tisha to this. Mm-hmm. Everybody knows he was a complete butthole in the beginning. And now he's softened up because so many people have attacked him from being on TV like, Marceau, you're terrible, that he had to clean it up and at least act like he treats his wife better. So I loved how Chris was able to really self-examine and see like, no. And he was like, and, and basically defend her point that, yeah, she was a little hard on me, but these are things that I need to work on. And she also breaks down the point that we don't know, and I damn sure don't know. And I didn't realize Chris was this great of a football player or athlete, but he was like number 3 in the draft when he was drafted. He's been playing football all his life. That's all he knows. And she's like, so when that stopped, which I imagine was around 10 years ago, when that stopped and you don't know who you are as a person, and you're again trying to find yourself in this new dynamic, and what am I going to do? And I think it was perfect what Terrie said, because I think he's been so like, oh, I'll just support Monique, or I'll just be here. And Monique is like, I need you to find your own thing.
And he thought it was career wise. And she broke that down, and she was like, no, it's not career wise. When she speaks, she's speaking on a spiritual level.
Right.
So what she's saying is not to attach yourself to me.
Just find a passion. It could be golf.
Like align yourself with what it is, whatever your passion is.
Right.
And she tells them to have a conversation about that later.
Because once Monique get going.
Then she speaks to Arena, and she tells her that she sees a piece of bread and her spreading peanut butter over the piece of bread perfectly. And it feels like she's covering up something. And she tells her that she can see that she's hurt a lot. Arena breaks down. Okay.
Can I tell you, I didn't know that, but I guess we could kind of sense that after getting to know her a little bit more. I said, that damn Terrie, she was spot on.
Yeah, she was. And then Jamie just kind of like nudged her, like
stop, get it together, stop crying. Like, and she's like, well, why wouldn't you give her a hug?
Terrie came and said, sir,
the loving touch.
That is not what we're gonna do today, sir. Right. All right, that is not what we're gonna do today.
You are not gonna mess up my paradigm shift.
Yeah, she said, you reminded me of a little boy telling her to stop that. I said, okay. So she said, but if you look at her, you can see that I've hit something so deep in her, and all she wants is to be heard. Nigga, hear her. Okay.
I thought that. I said, go ahead, Terrie.
And Arena says, yeah, like she's always felt like her entire life, she has to be perfect. She has to look perfect when she leaves the house. And her mom constantly tells her, why do you have on all this makeup? You're so beautiful. And she feels like it's because she needs to be perfect all the time. And Arena said she was feeling very vulnerable and emotional. And the last thing she wanted from her husband was, him to nudge her. She feels like his first instinct should have been to, to make sure she was okay.
Right.
I agree.
So we see Quick meeting up with his brothers, Antonio and Franklin. Trigger warning, people. You may cry. Anyway.
Franco.
Oh, is it Franco? I thought it was Franklin. Thank you.
It was probably your voice.
You know what? Silvers, leave me alone. I'm just.
I was blaming it on your voice text. Okay, boo, don't be coming for me.
I'm messing with you. Anyway, so look, we had to make this a little more lighthearted because it's hard. Yeah, so he said after meeting with Intuitive Terrie, I love he done gave her a nickname and everything.
And it sticks.
Right, it does. It stuck. It landed. So she's got him thinking about what's really important to him, which is family, obviously. He asked his brother what his dad told them, or, asked them, you remember what dad told us before walking into his mother's funeral. And then they both, say, oh, be a man, don't cry. And I just thought that was crazy because
like for a funeral, like your mom.
Dang. Well, and then he was 9, right? So it's like Jesus.
But damn that. I'm even talking about the older brother. Like, still,
right.
It's your mom. Like,
right. So Quick said that stuck with him, and he felt he was basically made to be a soldier.
He was molded by that. Yeah.
Yeah. He said he doesn't feel like he can show any weakness. His brother lets him know that he needs to eventually let it out. They all hug it out, and then they go, to their father's gravestone. And he sits and reads the letter that his mother wrote to him to let them know that she was dying. Y'all, this was super hard. He said this is the second time that he's read the letter. And the first time he read it was with Ashley. As he begins to read, he breaks down. And I even have in my notes, which broke me down because I was literally sitting there crying.
Yeah, that was hard.
She tells Quick that he's more mature than his brothers and to watch over them as well as his father. And so Quick says basically he's always felt like he's had to take care of everybody. And you know what? So he said something really deep, and I don't know if a lot of people caught it, but I did. He said something about that's crazy to tell a child or give that responsibility to a child at that young, but you didn't think about it at that time. And I don't think his mom meant, but you understand what I'm saying? When you look back on it now, it's like that was a lot of responsibility to put on a little kid. And so I just say that to say, being a mother myself, sometimes we don't think about what we say to our kids, right? And how much responsibility and pressure we put on them. Especially if we can no longer be here. So,
and the fact that now, since the age of 10, he's been carrying that with him, and now he just feels like that's what he's supposed to do. He's supposed to take care of everybody.
And again, it's all a cycle. And so, yeah, but he says that he does want to work on spending more time with his brothers. He obviously knows that his wife and his kids come first. So he's not sure if he has to invite him out to the club a little bit more or what he needs to do, but he does vow that he's going to make that time. And I said, I hope you keep that vow as just as well as your vacation vow. We look.
Just don't break up no relationships in the process. We don't need this to be like a Huntsville situation.
Oh, that part. So thank you guys so much for tuning in to another review of Love and Marriage DC. Please make sure that you like,
you comment,
you subscribe,
and you hit the notification bell.
And please make sure, like I told y'all, we be on fire on Twitter. When I can get on there and be live, y'all, we be out here talking.
She's definitely all Twitter. I do not understand and when Twitter I tell y'all,
the cast be interacting with me. I be interacting with them. I love Quick for retweeting me. Ashley, shout out. I just love them. So yes, please make sure you are following us on all social media platforms. And yes, we will catch you next week for another review of Love and Marriage DC. Have a good night.
Mwah.
Front, back, side to side. Make sure you go like and subscribe. Front, back, side to side. Make sure you go like and subscribe.